Boy, I tell you, the United States government and chlamydia, hairy face, I have no clue as to why. Well, as a matter of fact, I do. I take it back. Shalom, everybody. Kal halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, Babakusha, 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 Shemai, Azanaya. I pray that the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, destroy our enemies. Please, please, Father, in the name of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, exterminate these devils. Because, man, look what they're doing. They do it right now. They know they're doomed. They know their time is short. Like it says in Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, Rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil hath come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. And the devil, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the living embodiment, the living representation of satanic power on the face of the earth, knows that he's running out of time. His time is running out, and he's trying to do everything he can to demoralize, dehumanize, colonize, okay, and use genocidal means to exterminate everything that's in his way for this new order of the world, Novus Ordo Seclorum, right? That's what he's trying to come up with. And he's going to fail. Like it says in Job chapter 5, verse 12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, and the crafty would be these Edomite devils, the living representation of satanic power on the earth. You know, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So their enterprise is Novus Ordo Seclorum, New World Order, New Order of the World, and it's going to fail. It's already been written. They're finished. But hey, listen to this.
So many people within the African continent are starting to take a stand against the Western world with their promotion of alternative lifestyles. And we know that in the United States, they are trying to push that into the African continent. And those brothers and sisters are taking a stand against that because it's not conducive for their culture. It's not conducive for their particular religions. Well, you have a brother out of South.
And this is the reason why these continents in Africa, or actually the land of Canaan, okay, the land of Ham, where Leo Incipio Africanus, an Edomite, Amalekite conquistador, came, conquered the people, and called the land after himself. He named it after himself. That's the reason why the continent is called Africa now. Okay. Leo Incipio, or Incipio Africanus. Look it up. I looked it up. I was like, wow. And Asia, he had a brother by the name of Asiaticus. Incipio Asiaticus. And he took over Asia. And I originally got that information from Elder Malcolm on Critical Race Historical Facts channel, GMS Maccabean Spirit Ba, and channel Malcolm, right? And but Elder Malcolm is very knowledgeable about these devils as far as historical facts of what they've done and how they're currently doing things. But anyway, those are the three channels I would suggest that you go and subscribe to. But yeah, that's the reason why they joined the BRICS nations, because they're trying to get away from the madness found in this video. Watch.
Africa, Jay Maponga, that brother. And I want you to hear, his take on some of this, because what he's saying is just downright, just makes you shake your head.
Arrogance of the Americans, the bulliness of the Americans. Let me even throw it on the west side. America right now comes to Tanzania, comes to Ghana, comes to Zambia with 16 million. And guess what? 16 million only for Zambia. The 16 million, ask me, what is it for? What is it for? For human rights. Across the river, China and Russia coming to South Africa, ask me for what? For what? For a military training and skills sharing of security. So the Americans are more interested in a transgender, homosexual agenda around the world. They will invest their money and give you money to protect human rights. Russia and China are coming with weapons and militarization strategies so that we can protect ourselves. So I want to say this very loud and clear to the Americans. Continue on your transgender agenda. Stay there. leave us to do politics on the other side. Because what we need right now is not a minority human rights activation. What we need is a societal transformation. And for you as Americans to think that we really envy that when you have an anti-lesbian, anti-gay, LGBT principle, then tourists would drop. Let me correct that once and for all, Smooth. And cut and clip this, and it must be loud and clear. Are you saying to me that all the tourists are gay? And when you hear that this is a non-gay zone, tourism will suffer? Question number one. Question number two. Are you saying that we don't have a right to expressing ourselves as Africans? Question number three. If democracy means majority rules and majority votes against a principle, then why won't you allow that to become law? Are you saying the minority must manage the majority, or the majority must manage the minority? Then if that whole ideology is wrong, then take democracy in a nice black dustbin bag and throw it outside. Because what you are telling us is by the people, for the people, with the people, and all those slogans you hear, what democracy represents. If we are 10 in the room and 9 people say no, and one person says yes, democracy says you go with the majority. So if we say we want to make Africa democratic, and the demographics of our democracy says no, then why do you philosophically want to manipulate the will of the majority to favor the will of the minority? But this is where it really gets confusing to me. Because you're selling me one thing on one. I understand this democracy because it is based on the principle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When it comes to practice, no, you can't practice it like that. Then what do you want? Do you want democracy? You want anarchy? You want indigenous governance systems? You want meritocracy? Maybe let's find another way of governing ourselves. But the ideology of democracy being founded on majority rule does not count. Because the rule that runs the South African constitution right now is not majority count.
So as you heard what our brother had to say is that Kamala is going to Zambia, offering them $60 million that none of the black people in the black community can get from the government whatsoever. But you're going to go to Zambia and offer them money because they need to accept alternative lifestyles. That's what they need to accept.
Brother, the reason why the United States government is not going to help Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in America is because by the federal constitution of the United States, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Negroes are contraband. We are captives. We are slaves. And the Constitution specifically states that we are property. Okay? That's like giving human rights to a kitchen table to these Edomite devils. That's like giving human rights to a car, which is transportation to take you back and forth. So a car has the right to do what it wants. Okay, why doesn't it drive down the street by itself? Well, now today's technology, a car can damn near drive down the street by itself. They'd rather have the car to have rights, but they won't give any rights to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the children of Israel. These Edomites know that we are the children of Israel. They know it for a fact. Come on, man. When Columbus came over here, they knew that they were coming to take over the land of Azareth from the Israelites. Okay? They knew that when they got here. Okay? So, under the Constitution, you're property. You're a doorknob. Okay? You are, I don't know, something to be used. If it's a utensil or a tool to be used, a utensil or a tool doesn't deserve or have any rights. Okay?
60 million to them. That kind of reminds me of a scripture that says, what profit a man to gain the whole world but forfeit his soul? So Kamala is going to African countries and want them to forfeit the soul of their nation for aid money. And any brothers and sisters that take a stand to that, God himself will be pleased with you, and he will bless you, your family, and your country for taking a stand, because you have to follow thus saith the Lord is what you need to follow. Listen what the brother said. He said while they running around the African continent talking about alternative lifestyles, China and Russia is talking about military and defense.
Across the river, China and Russia coming to South Africa, asking me for what? For what? For a military training and skills sharing of security. So the Americans are more interested in a transgender, homosexual agenda around the world. They will invest their money and give you money to protect human rights. Russia and China are coming with weapons and militarization strategies so that we can protect ourselves. So I want to say this very loud and clear to the Americans. Continue on your transgender agenda. Stay there. Leave us to do politics on the other side.